What's up YouTube? Welcome back to another video, and today I'm going to help you figure out what not to do when you are first starting out in the gym. Before we get started, if you haven't done so already, go ahead and subscribe and turn on post notifications. That way you are updated whenever I post a video every Monday and Thursday at 12 Eastern Time. Also, if you haven't already, go ahead and follow my Instagram and my TikTok. I got both of those handles right here, both AustinRyanX, and that is also my other forums where I post all my social medias. If you have any other ideas for videos that you want me to talk about, or if you want to see the opposite of this, I want to see what to do when you're starting in the gym, go ahead and leave a comment below and just let me know what you think. Alright, with that being said, let's get on to the video of what not to do when you're first starting in the gym. Make sure you stick to the end of this video because the very last one is the most important one. We're going to count down to the most important one. So for number 5, what I would say when you are first starting in the gym, what you should not do is skipping your warm-ups. Skipping your warm-ups is like skipping the first half of your workout. So you want to make sure you stretch and you want to make sure you get your body moving and ready to go for whatever workouts you're about to put it through. I myself have done this multiple times, and I myself have also been injured from skipping my warm-ups. So that is one thing that you want to make sure you are always doing, is never skipping your warm-ups, because it is one of the most important parts to your workout, and it is also basically the first half of your workout, just to make sure that you are okay for the rest of your workout. Plus, on top of all that, nobody wants to be injured, and on top of that, nobody wants to miss even more time from working out by being injured. I feel like skipping your warm-up is something that is pretty obvious as to what you shouldn't do when you're first starting to work out, but it is also something that is also looked over a lot, and a lot of people do it, like I said, including myself. So that is what I have for number 5. Let's go on to number 4. Number 4 is a really good one as well, and I have that as don't follow what the pros are doing and what the people you are watching are doing. When you first start working out, you want to learn what you're doing. You want to learn what exercise does what for your body part that you were supposed to be working out. By just following what the pros do and what the people that you watch do, it's not going to benefit you. And on top of that, you need to learn yourself as well. So maybe educate yourself a little bit more on what movement works what, and not just do what you see, because doing what you see doesn't always result in the same progress as what you want. This is one that I actually never did. I actually stayed away from doing what the people that I watched would do, or following the pros' routines, something along the lines of that. When I started working out, I really figured out what worked for my body rather than just watching what worked for other people's bodies. I like to figure out what worked best for me, because what worked best for me made me grow better than watching what other people did. Number 3, which is one that I feel like is not really talked about as much because a lot of people just do it on their own without thinking, is do not give up in a month or 2 months. Working out is a discipline thing within itself, and if you give up after a month or 2, you may not see the same results as what you're expecting if you were to keep going for 6 or 7 or 8 months. Getting the progress that you want takes time, and you have to be willing to put time in to get the progress out that you want. So even though number 3 was a little bit shorter than number 4 and 5, definitely make sure that you do not give up, because a month or 2 or 3 is just not enough time for you to see the results that you want. You need to give yourself enough time, and you need to stay committed, because this is one thing that a lot of people can't stick to. If you want to be different than everybody else, you have to be willing to do things that other people aren't. So do not give up. Keep pushing. Number 2, which we are almost to the end, so just stick around, because like I said, number 1 is the most important one. But number 2 would be definitely do not skip the basics. Skipping the basics might be super overlooked, but it's things such as doing your push-ups and your sit-ups and just any simple movement like that. It is, like I said, it is very overlooked. So a lot of people skip over these things when some of these things are how people started working out. I know for a fact with me that I used to get up in the middle of the night and do push-ups on my floor or sit-ups on my floor because I thought I would get stronger that way, and that kind of pushed my mentality towards starting to work out. This kind of goes hand in hand with worrying about your form, so let's add that to this number 2. Form is so vital when it comes to working out and making efficient gains that it is one of the number 1 things that I tell people to always make sure that you focus on before going up in weight or before going even harder in your training. By focusing on the basics, it helps you master your form, and by mastering your form, it helps you get stronger over time. So we're going to put those 2 together. Although I had number 2 as just focusing on the basics, we're also going to have focusing on your form as number 2. And now we're at number 1, which is the most important thing that I think you should not do when you first start working out. Like I said earlier in the video, if you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe and turn on post notifications. That way you are updated on my future videos, and so you can give me ideas for newer videos. Okay, and the number 1, the most important thing that I think you should not do when you first start working out is ego lifting. Ego lifting is a term that has been used in lifting for many, many, many years, and what it means is when you lift more than your body can actually lift. The reason this is called ego lifting is because when you lift heavier weights than your body can maintain in public, it boosts your ego rather than actually helping you make gains or actually helping you do something efficient in the gym. Ego lifting is just another way of saying when somebody lifts more weight than they should. Now, going through all these other things in the list, ego lifting can affect every single one of these. For example, when you ego lift, you can honestly mess up your form, you can mess up the basics, and you can basically be skipping the warm-up because you're going to be injuring yourself, which you're trying to prevent in the first place. Ego lifting is way too common within the gym community, and it is something that a lot of people need to stray away from and worry more about themselves rather than what other people think of them. The lifting and gym community is a community that is supposed to be full of love and support and friendships and not people getting down on one another, so there shouldn't be people that feel bad about not being able to lift certain weights over others. I somewhat struggled with this when I first started working out, but I also started working out in my basement, so it was a little bit easier for me not to ego lift because it was just me down there. Okay, so that is all of my 5 things that you should not do when you start working out in the gym. This video is one video that I really wanted to make because I thought that a lot of people started out in the gym the same way I did and weren't really sure what to do and what not to do, and I just want to be giving advice that I wish I would have had when I first started. Also, I might make a video on how to make these collared shirts because these collared shirts are super sick. They're like super aesthetic and I just love them. Anyway, this is the end of the video. Uploads are going to be every Monday and Thursday at noon Eastern time. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.